Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract, Dubai List 24, set in Dubai and supplied to us today by Paul Anderson, 37. So moving on to our briefing, 47 wants to finish almost everyone in Dubai. And moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as event security, and we'll be bringing with us a lethal syringe, a concealable knife, and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we're going to put down that rather questionnaire. I do not know what 2 + 2 is. I didn't go to school. I was busy killing people for a living. We're going to make our way up to the penthouse area because we need to get a change of disguise before we attempt to get any of our targets. So we're going to make our way up on top of the art exhibition. We're going to grab the crowbar and then vault up onto the upper balcony where the penthouse is located. And also located up here, we will find a lone guard. And as long as he's by the coffee machine, we are able to vault up onto the floor, render him unconscious with the crowbar, and we can then deposit him in the maintenance room cupboard or closet, and we can then take his outfit. We're then going to make our way through the server room and out into the maintenance corridor, where we will find our first 2 targets. So we're just going to give this young lady a nudge over the balcony, and that will alert Carl Ingram and his bodyguards, and they will go into panic mode and they will run away. In the meantime, we're going to attack the young lady's friend with our concealable knife here. So we're just going to pull him away from the balcony's edge. We may as well deposit him in the closet provided. We're then going to make our way down to the end of the corridor, and using the key we've just collected from the young lady or the young gentleman, we will make our way into the maintenance closet, grab the exploding golf ball from behind the toolbox. We're going to make our way up onto the upper roof area, and we're going to add our golf ball to the bucket of golf balls up here before making our way back downstairs. Now this is where things go a little bit awry because we've triggered the panic for Carl Ingram. He's not where I'm expecting him to be, and we should have stayed upstairs because that's where he ran to. So what we're going to do now basically is find Carl Ingram and his 2 bodyguards, as they are our 3 remaining targets, and they are, as I mentioned, still upstairs in the main penthouse area. So we're going to head up there. This actually works out in our favor. I'm just going to take out that camera on the way. And our targets, Carl Ingram and his 2 bodyguards, when they come out of panic mode, will go back down to watch the Sheikh Al Ghazali giving his speech, and they're going down the back stairs, which works perfectly for us. So we can get behind our bodyguard target here. So this one here is the injected poison elimination. So we're just going to quickly jab him in the back while he's a little bit away from his colleagues, and he will go down rather gracefully. So we are 3 targets down with 2 to go. We're going to start bumping into the other bodyguard, and we're going to let Carl Ingram get a nice little distance ahead of the bodyguard here. And once the bodyguard, once Carl, should I say, gets away, we can then launch the concealable knife at the second bodyguard, and that just leaves us with Carl Ingram. Now he is going to make his way back to where he was when he was watching the Sheikh Al Ghazali give his speech. He's then going to immediately go back upstairs because Al Ghazali has finished giving his speech now. And Carl Ingram is going to start dictating into his dictaphone, narrating or dictating for a book or something. It doesn't really matter what. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start interfering with that process. So he's just found a gun I forgot to clear up. So we're just going to follow him up to the penthouse once again, and he's going to go into the study, and he's going to start talking into his dictaphone. No, into your study. Well done. There you go. Jolly good. So when he sits down and starts talking into his dictaphone and narrating once again, we are going to turn on this radio right here. That will interrupt him. He will get rather irate, and he will then make his way up to the bedroom, and up here we will do the exact same thing again, but instead of using a radio, we are going to use the Hoover or the vacuum cleaner right there outside his quarters. So we're just going to get rid of the housekeeping staff member who may get in our way. They go into the bathroom, so they're easy enough to deal with. Once we turn on the vacuum cleaner, Carl Ingram will get irate once again, and that will trigger him into going down onto the lower level and out onto the balcony and giving himself a bit of a de-stress play of golf. So we're just going to make our way there in advance so we can watch from a front row seat. We don't need to, we could make our way to the nearby exit, but since there is an exit there anyway, we may as well. So Carl is just making his way out of the penthouse. He's going to make his way along to this area, and he will play himself a couple of rounds of golf. And I do feel sorry for whoever that ball lands on, because it's going to come at them at great speed and from a great height. And those things are quite solid. I've almost been hit by one of them in the past. A friend of mine has been, and he did not enjoy the experience. So when Carl finally puts a ball down on the green, it will be the exploding golf ball that we placed there earlier, and he will send himself flying. Now a little note here for IO Interactive: the next time you make some changes to the game, can you please make it that there isn't an invisible wall here? I'd like to blow Carl clean off the building. So once Carl Ingram has blown himself to bits, but not off the building because there's an invisible wall there, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and we can then throw ourselves off of a perfectly good building. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and we get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives, and we get a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.